Hi, this is Jay Kaushal, writer, motivation speaker, and life coach, and this is the fifth part of the 7-part series that I'm doing on how to communicate effectively. And this fifth part is about the rock star of the entire communication process, the message. The message, ladies and gentlemen, is the final reveal. The message is why we are communicating. The message is what you have to spend time perfecting. You have to communicate the most in terms of the emotional aspects of how you want your audience to feel after they have received the message. You want to elicit some sort of a reaction, whether it be asking questions or whether it be just giving you more of their attention until you are able to lead them to conclusions, to inferences, to a detailed study about whatever it is that you're talking about. The message needs to convey as effectively, as much as possible, the intention of that message during the course of its relay. And this is for this reason, that you do not want to waste your message on an audience without first warming them up to what you're about to say, without first warming them up, without first getting them interested in what you have to communicate to them. And so obviously, you want to watch the previous parts of this series in understanding how to build up to the point where the message is being delivered. But the message in itself is sometimes not even really a set of facts or a piece of information or a process that is being taught. The message sometimes in itself is a sentiment that is being communicated. The message sometimes in itself is a feeling that is being transmitted. And it's very important for you to recognize, study, and understand that when you are talking about a particular thing that needs to be said, the right words that you want to use should be words that have a positive connotation in the dictionary of your audience. Obviously, depending on the emotion that you want to elicit. If you want to educate, you want to use words that are associated with whatever material you are teaching. If you want to inform, you want to use words, you want to use a narrative that is consistent with one to which your audience is receptive. Quite often what happens is there is something that we call cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is you giving an individual a piece of information that is completely opposite from what they anticipate, from what they expect to be the truth, or much less what they just expect to hear from you. People can quite often completely reject your ideas. They might completely reject what it is that you have to say to them unless you make them a part of the process of co-creation of this message that you have to give to them. I might sound like manipulation, but it's not really the case. And I always turn to examples that are related to journalism, because journalism is something which is the basics of effective communication. It's bone bare communication. That is what effective journalism is. Communicating how things are exactly how they are. Even then, you have to understand, if let's say you are talking about the plight of minorities, let's say in a largely right-wing government, doesn't matter where in the world that is, I'm just giving you an example. Okay, let's say you have to communicate that. For you to be able to say that in the words that will not be rejected by the audience, that will be absorbed, that will be understood, that will not make people want to turn off your television or throw away your book or burn the newspapers or completely, let's say, fire you from your job. You need to be able to say that with the right sentiment at the center of the communication process. You have to be quite wary of the beliefs of the people that you are talking to. And the beliefs of the people do not necessarily mean the religious beliefs or the political beliefs. The beliefs of the people refer to their beliefs as part of the society, as part of the subculture, as part of the group that you're communicating with. Okay? And therefore, message is something that involves a lot of iterations. The message in itself, as I pointed out in the previous part as well, is actually nothing if it is not with the right packaging, delivery, and structure. That's because the message in itself is just the crux of everything that needs to be transmitted. Why do you think such a lot of fake news is doing the rounds these days? Why do you think fake news, deep fake videos are so effective, so effectively transmitted? If you really look at it, these people are pretty effective communicators. What are they doing differently? If you look at any fake viral videos or any deep fake videos, they appeal primarily to the sentiment of that culture where they are being propagated. You cannot, cry wolf in the middle of a desert, but you can cry wolf in the middle of, the Alps or the mountains, or the North American mountains, where you will find a lot of wolves for people to believe you. The messaging in that respect is something which will change according to the geographical location, because the wording is going to change. The phrases that you use are going to change. Okay, we're going to talk more about that in the aspect of delivery. Now, after you have gone through all of the previous steps of bringing your audience to the point where now the meat of the matter is what is being discussed, what is being conveyed, one of the most important things that you need to do is you need to be very confident with the delivery of whatever that core message is. Sure, there may be resistance to whatever it is that you're communicating. There may be resistance out and out to the material of the message that you are communicating, that you will have to address, that you will probably have to defend, that you will have to work through. But that will only come later, after the message has been delivered. If you have been following the points that we've talked before this, if you have built a complete structure that is moving very slowly by first grabbing the attention, engaging the audience, and working with them to arrive at that message, and also leaving sufficient opportunity for their contradictions, for their objections to be taken into account, elaborated. If you have gone through that process, the part where you deliver your message in itself is something which is going to feel like you're 2 minutes in the sun. That's it. You are the center of attention at that point of time. Everything that you are saying to anybody who is there at that point of time, who has not disengaged from you, you have their attention. And now it is up to you to communicate in complete consistency with the intention. So you, as the communicator, need to take back your mind to the basic intention, why you are communicating, why you are saying this. And that's it. If you can surrender to the intention at the point, having followed all the previous steps that we've talked about, and reach this point, all you have to do at this point then is let yourself go and trust in the material that you have. Okay, obviously this is still not complete, because the packaging of that message, the delivery of that message, how you talk, eye contact, any visual aids that you're using, that is going to have a huge impact on the effectiveness of that communication. But when you are at the point in your communication and the core message is being shared, at that point, the only thing that you need to do is you need to tune into your primary intention for doing what you're doing, and you will just find it flow seamlessly from you. So guys, I hope you are enjoying this series. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so that you can stay abreast of all the wonderful content that I post here, push the bell icon so that you can be notified every single time I post. And thank you so much for watching. Remaining 2 parts coming very soon.